Sounds like Joe Rogan's intro.
Sounds like Joe Rogan's intro. She didn't think that we were actually recording. We're recording. That's our intro right there. Me doing the monkey sound because we're doing the Monkees today. For the first time, we're doing Daydream Believer. And how are we arriving at this one, Sam?
This is from the members. You guys voted on this. This is what you wanted to see.
Yeah, we had 5 tracks listed. Members voted on the Monkees. There was the turtles in there too, so it was a little bit of an animal-based poll.
The Monkees or the turtles?
Haven't got to the turtles yet. Maybe that's in the future. But we're arriving at the Monkees today, who we were introduced to a little bit in terms of background. Before, we were going back and forth with Mark, who's been a big subscriber on the channel, a big supporter, I should say, on the channel, and a subscriber. And so he made some requests, but he mentioned the Monkees, and he had also mentioned that the Loving Spoonful was supposed to be as a part of the TV show that the Monkees ended up being a part of. And so the Monkees were originally cast as musicians to play musicians in a TV show.
Which is cool. That's their origin.
Yeah, and so they had some musicianship in their background, but it wasn't like they were playing the roles that they were supposed to be playing.
Yeah,
like
they were playing like different things. Like one guy was a singer, but then he was put on the drums and stuff like that.
Yeah, because like they didn't want the shortest person to be on the drums because they were worried that they wouldn't be able to see them behind the drums. So they made him the lead singer. So I can't remember the names off the top of my head here, being introduced to them for the first time. But anyways, then they went on to make actual music, is what we've learned.
That was also successful and went to the top of the charts, which is crazy.
They had a chart. They were at top of the charts for, killing it for like a couple years. They were really, really pumping out great numbers. So we've arrived now, clearly, at the Monkees.
Check out the Monkees.
Yeah. And anything you want to add before we get started? I think I just rambled and gave the whole story without letting you have a breath. But is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, I think that's pretty much, everything that we had looked at. I'm just excited because I feel like that's such a cool origin story. Like you weren't actually intending to become an actual music group, but it just kind of happened in the mix of like you filming this TV show, which is like kind of a cool story to have.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's very authentic how they came to be. And I'm sure you love the name of their band, right?
I do. The Monkees. I love Monkees.
Yeah, I mean...
We went to a monkey sanctuary once. It was really cool.
Yeah, that was in Barbados, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was very cool. It wasn't like, one where you go and they're all in cages and stuff.
No,
it was
they were
literally just like a giant open...
Phil was like sitting on a bench and there was 2 of them sitting like literally almost leaning against his leg, like picking out, like bathing each other, like picking out things from their fur.
There's little babies in there.
Yeah,
and
they were so cute.
We had a couple pictures where they're little troublemakers too.
Oh,
right?
one of them hit Phil in the back of the head.
Yeah, I was looking to take a picture. I'm like taking a selfie with the monkey and it was like pop.
Like literally touched hit him in the back of the head.
He was playing. He was just having a good time. We all had a good time at the Monkee Sanctuary. But enough about those monkeys. Let's get into these Monkees with Daydream Believer.
Could hide neath the wings of the bluebird as she sings. The 6 o'clock alarm would never ring.
Okay.
But 6 rings and I rise, wipe the sleep out of my eyes. My shaven razor's cold and it stings.
It's visual.
You once thought of me as a white knight on his steed. Now you know how happy I can be. Oh, and our good time starts and ends without dollar one to spend. But how much, baby, do we really need? Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a
All right, Sam. So what are your thoughts on the Monkees here?
I'm getting like very strong like 60s hippie vibes from this.
100%. I mean,
Yeah.
bare bones music video, but they're still able to give you that vibe from the visual standpoint even. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's very like uplifting and almost like happy sounding, I feel like.
Agreed.
Like very like la la la.
Hard not to listen and be like, yeah, I feel good about this one.
Like wake up sleepy Jean. Like it's very cute.
Very interesting lead vocal. It's very, very unique.
He almost sounds like very youthful or very, what's the word that I'm thinking, like young. Like his vocal sounds very young. Like I would almost like, if I didn't watch this, I would almost think that it could potentially be a kid singing.
Yeah, it's very fresh too, fresh sounding, lively, gives you that happy feel as well, which is great for the sound that they've put together from the instrumental side of things. It's complemented great from the lead vocal, but I think his voice probably stood out because it was so unique in that sense that nobody had heard it before. I mean, they kind of are singing a little bit like the Beatles in some sense,
a little bit,
but the pitch of his voice is a little bit different.
Yeah, so I could see how there could be like influence there for sure.
Yeah,
but
the 60s, that vibe, the happy vibe, like you said, hippie vibe. But anyways, the instrumentation which I mentioned, I love it. The mix is fantastic on this. Really, really love how everything's just kind of subtle and allows the happy vibes to stick out, but you get the keys in there that are sitting back, but they're in there enough in the melody that gives you some energy to it, and you got the trumpet section popping in and providing again a little shot of energy, and you got the harmonies that are sitting in there. You can't hear them a whole lot in the mix, but they're there, and it just really adds a nice melodic flow that adds to this happiness vibe. Anyways, so let's get back into it and see what they're going to do on the back half. We got a tambourine here, which we didn't mention as well.
Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? Cheer up, sleepy Jean.
Cheer up, don't worry.
Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen?
definitely just having fun.
Well, that was a going theme, it seemed like, at that time. Everybody was having a lot of fun. Not a lot of worries happening in the world.
Loving life,
or
enjoying life.
The views of people, I guess, on an individual level may have been a bit different. But I was just going to mention, we talked about the Beatles a little bit. I mean, obviously the Monkees, the Beatles, the Turtles, there's a going theme here. But the lead singer looked like he could have been the fifth member of the Beatles with his haircut.
And, yeah.
Yeah. But
yeah,
that was
he did have those kind of vibes for sure.
That was obviously a style. Now, I don't know, like, you guys can elaborate more on this because you would have been there at the time or much closer to the time period. Whether this is purposely done, like the names of the groups, like the Beatles came first, and then, you know, other groups were like, well, let's call ourselves the Monkees and let's call ourselves the Turtles. And, you know, what was the chicken and the egg idea here? Was it like the Beatles led everybody else and everybody else kind of jumped on that wagon? And like I said, here with the haircut and the styles, everybody was copying the Beatles. Was that just a style of the era? Was that like, you know, the Beatles kind of had mimicked other people? How did that all play out? I'd be curious to know that.
It seems to be like that was very predominant in the 60s.
Yeah, I would assume, based on how big I know the Beatles were, that they influenced so many different artists, groups, people, fashion trends, all of that stuff, as we see even happens today, right? Where, you know, there's trends that people pick up on because somebody's super popular, right?
Yeah, but I mean, that always has to originate somewhere. So I always feel like that person got it from somebody else or took something and modified it a little bit and then it...
Yes and no. I mean, like, you know, we liked Eminem, right? growing up. Eminem was the one who went and dyed his hair blonde, and
Yeah, true.
and then everybody else started dyeing their hair blonde.
True.
So even like we see with the UFC fighters, right, where we have the Brazilians that all have the
Blonde hair.
and now we walk around and we see people with blonde hair all of a sudden, and it's like, where did
South
this
Americans,
come from?
and we're like, what?
Yeah, so that was maybe a South American trend that originated. Anyways,
Yeah.
we're back to the Monkees here. We've been rambling about other stuff, and I really like this. It's a great feel, uplifting vibe, and
it definitely makes me in like a happy, like do kind of mood.
yeah, I think they have a couple other tracks that were big hits. So let us know if you want us to check those out, and let us know which one that might be by dropping a comment down below.
Yeah, I think we had read that there was a couple, like 3 or 4 big hits.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So what else do they got to do, Sam?
You got to make sure that you give us a nice little thumbs up and you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss a single video, because we drop 2 videos every day: music, comedy, sports, and history. So there's lots for you to check out.
That's it from us today, guys. We'll be back tomorrow with 2 more videos.
Thanks for watching.